A quick loop of sunset, an ancient trail and a watery finish. We're wrapping up the Tinworth Trail right here on Drone and Phone. Well, welcome to our final episode in the Tinworth Trail. It's been quite a tough one, this one, but we have just 2 sections left to go, 9 and 10. What are we doing today, Jack?
Today is going to be the longest and with most elevation of all the episode of all. So
we're looking at about 24k, right?
Yeah.
And about 700.
Almost
or so.
800.
800 elevation, certainly in the first part. Let's get going, eh? The 98-kilometre Tinworth Trail stretches from the northeast corner of the New Territories down to the far west corner of Lantau Island. It was conceived in 2022 to commemorate the life of Nick Tinworth, a Hong Kong trail runner and race organiser who died at just 44 after a struggle with a brain tumour. It's an unofficial trail, so there are no signposts or infrastructure along the route, but it covers many paths that are missed by the official Big Four long trails. In this episode, we take the MTR to Tung Chung and take the 36 minibus to Pak Mong, where we reach the point we ended the last episode. From here, we look for a path off the Olympic Trail that starts a steep climb up some old steps. So for section 9, which we've just started, we're effectively doing a horseshoe that takes us from just before Tung Chung. We go up almost to Sunset Peak, come around again and go back into Tung Chung. It's about 10 kilometres and we're looking at around 700 metres to climb, which we've started now up these steep steps. As you climb, the trees begin to thin and views open up behind you of the airport below. Well, if you're into plane spotting or airports, this trail is definitely the one for you. Over the first 5 kilometres, you climb 675 metres, with the steepest part coming right at the very start. So I'm guessing the good news about this section is that the climb all comes at the very beginning. So we've done about half of it now. You get it out of the way, then you've got a long downhill and then a reasonably flat path. It's going to be a long day today though, because we've only done 1.7 kilometres so far. As you can see from my face, we've really got a good sweat going.
looking at the deep down and up. The DJ's shaking a bit.
The path is clear and easy to follow, but here on Drone and Phone we are experts at making an easy trail much more difficult. Well, we're putting our trust in Jack, which normally means a bushwhack coming up any second now. So apparently a bushwhack is Jack's idea of a heavenly book walk. Is this what we're doing?
It's the wall to see, not the walk. Yeah, it looks suspicious, like a bushwhacking as usual, but let's see what we got there.
Wall, okay, wall. Okay, right. With the diversion done, it's back to the Tinworth Trail and some more climbing to complete before we start the steep descent.
Just over 3.2 kilometer, an hour and 40 minutes. Lots of climbing.
This is beautiful, eh? Once you get down to the first summit, there are around 3 kilometres of a ridge walk that has incredible views over the island. Look for a right turn off the ridge labelled the Wong Lung Hang Country Trail. The path takes you down 600 metres in just 2.5 kilometres, but it's not as exposed as the other trail. Well, we're coming to the end of section 9 and it is a pretty brutal finish, eh Jack? How's it been for you?
If you have dodgy knees or not trained legs, this part full of stairs, challenging.
It's very, very steep, going down just one stair after another. The stairs aren't too bad, they're quite easy to negotiate, unlike the ones we went up, which aren't in such good state of repair. But Yeah, I mean, it's a long slog up, some beautiful ridge walk, and then a long slog down to the end of this section. Looking forward to the next. Let's go. The path takes you onto Wong Lung Hang Road, which you walk down all the way to Tung Chung. Then you follow a main highway until you reach the start of the Tai O Ancient Trail. Although we missed it, we suggest you walk along Tung Chung Road rather than New Tung Road, and that way you will pass the old fort, which is worth a look. There are a few small stores you can find en route to top up on refreshments. Ice cold. Cross the bridge and you leave the city behind, striking off once again into the wilderness. Well, we've started section 10, the last of the Tinworth sections, and it's going to be a long one, about 13.7 kilometres, but quite a flat one. The first 5 kilometres of the trail passes through a series of quaint villages up until Shamshek Chun, after which it diverts along the cliffs for a more dramatic section. There are small restaurants and other refreshment options, but don't rely on them as they open and close depending on the owner's wishes. So we're now about halfway along section 10. We've been on this concrete path the whole way. We think we've got a fair bit more to go. We're going through lots of little villages. It's quite pleasant. A lot of airport noise on the right of us, but lots of little streams and things you're passing and some quaint little temples. So it's nice. It's a nice way to finish the trail off. So here, just before we start to descend down to Tai O, we've got about 4k to do. We come off the concrete road and we're on to what feels much more like an ancient trail, a stone path with some fantastic views out across the bay here. That there is Tai O, the end of the Tinworth Trail. Once you come down to Tai O, there is still another 2 kilometres to go through the paths that skirt the wetlands the village is built on. It's a great finish though, and feels triumphant as you make your way slowly into the heart of the village. From Tai O there are buses and ferries back to Tung Chung. We prefer the ferry if the timing is right, as it is faster and has some great views. Well, that is a long one, Jack. It's been about 24k. We've probably got one more to do. How's it been for you?
This is harder than I thought. Definitely harder than I thought. But we came along the ridge. It's actually very well shaded and not very hard, but very long. The first part was hard.
Long and a little bit of elevation to do. Now, the Tinworth Trail is definitely something you should have on your bucket list, particularly if you've been in Hong Kong a long time and you've done all the other main long trails. How's the whole thing been for you, Jack?
Yeah, lots of new findings here. After all these years, we kept saying that, oh, we never been here, we never been there. So there's just lots of surprises.
Some new places to find now. If you want to see all of our previous episodes, that's going back 9 years, as Jack was suggesting. You're going to find them on our YouTube channel and also on our website at droneandphone.com. For now, my name's DJ.
Yeah, I'm Jack.
And this is
Drone and Phone. This is bird watching heaven. You don't need to go to the wetland, yeah? Just by the road you see all of them. Amazing.